It's about 9:12 over here. Let's just call it 9:15. We're gonna end the stream at what, 10:15. I need to get an hour streaming. You know how it go. I gotta stream every day. Supposed to be posting content every day. I didn't get this post yesterday. That I didn't get to post, but whatever. So yeah, basically what I was doing, I'm documenting my back test right now because I finally did the revised version of MagnOpus Trading Grid on all of the data from current price all the way from all the way to the beginning of the year, January. Believe it starts on the 2nd of January. I think that's when it starts, right? The trading year. And yeah, I'm just right now. What I'm doing is I'm taking the screenshots of I'm taking screenshots of the news that happened the week of. I'm doing it in sets of weeks. So the news that happened, then the news that happened. Then I'm taking a screenshot of the day and then of the week. And then I'm still trying to figure out what data points that I'm going to go ahead and record. I know for sure I'm going to record open, high, low, close of the session. The open, high, low, close of the session. The high, the low, the time of the high, the time of the low, and then information about like the trade, whether it was a buy that was struck, a buy stop or a sell stop that was first. Whether we went to a 1 to 115 pip, 5 pips and 15 pips in profit. Whether the trade was a winner or loser. And how many levels happen in within the day. And then I need to record the sequences from beginning to end, and then I need to figure out like what type of sequences I'm looking at. Like, is it the continuation sequence, a retest sequence, a reversal sequence, so on and so forth. But while usually what happens is while I'm especially when I'm doing like back tests and when I'm doing not back test. What can I call it? Yeah, when I'm back testing data and stuff like that, I'm looking at back tests. Like that's how my brain works. Like as long as I'm continually looking at the data, I can start formulating things, figuring out what I want. Right now, I'm just gonna, for me, especially when I'm like making new Word documents, I like to put all the information on a Word document or just put it all out there, then organize it after. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that earlier today. So I'm on like week 12. I need to put them on by months as well. I need to organize them by months and then so on and so forth. But after a while of looking at the data, I'll figure out what I need. I'm probably gonna put it in a spreadsheet after, but like Word document is the easiest way to record it right now. So what I'm on like week 12. Let me double check. Let me zoom out right quick. Yeah, I'm on week 12. I guess my computer is gonna move slower now, but I don't have too many applications open, so I could go ahead and do that. And then let me show you guys the Word document quickly. We could quickly go over the Word document that I have over here, guys. And as you can see, let me just go to the. Let's just go all the way to the top. My nig. Let's stop this right because this don't make no damn sense. Go all the way to the top. All right, so this is what I'm talking about, right? So I start off with week one. The news that happened within the week, like I said, the week one starts to January 2nd. Then I take a screenshot of the 8 a.m. What is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have the trade, right? So that means this black dot means that we went to a buy stop. We ended up hitting 5 pips in profit and then turning back around and becoming a losing trade, right? And then I record the rest of the data and then all that. So all of this is information about how the MagnOpus trading grid tracks price activity. And then like in that information, I'm gonna extrapolate the data. I'm gonna explain what happened, and I'm gonna study the outcomes of the trade and the outcomes of the days, and I'm gonna look at the sequences, and I'm just trying to find patterns like what's more most probable, what's the most profitable, and then just find like the best way to trade. And now what I'm noticing is that I tried so many different strategies in my time of trading and learning how to trade, and it doesn't matter what you come up with, unless you like a computer algorithm or AI. The strategy that you come up with is pretty much sooner or later gonna have 2 weeks within the year or more where it's just dog shit. where it's just not profitable. It's not going to produce a profit. Don't mean that it's not good. It's just that it's going to be a season, or it's going to be a time period where it's just not going to be profitable. And there's nothing that you can do about it, and you have to accept that. And then I noticed that there are certain seasons or cycles where market trends or market moves a different way. And so the entire year, though I have a trading strategy and it trades a specific way, but there's different variations of that trading strategy that are going to be more effective and least effective. And then throughout the entire year, it changes these cycles. So I can't realistically trade the same exact way um throughout the entire year. It's a framework of how I can trade, and there is possibilities of what's going to be most profitable at a certain period of time. So that's when I'm going to have to end up, after I figure out what's the best way to backtest a year's worth of data, then I could go ahead and backtest multiple years. So I felt like I was my sample size of information, because I really started. I backtest, and then I do the my technical analysis on the go. So I'm trading and editing like on a week by week basis, which is not giving me enough macro data. I'm looking at macro data, it's not giving me enough macro data to assimilate information. So what's working in the immediate term probably is not going to work throughout the entire year in the long term. So it's stuff that I'm working on. And then as well as I'm building a framework to trade, not only I'm going to show out all the possibilities and outcomes of a trade, all the possibilities and outcomes of a trading day and its price activity, but I'm also going to bring out all the possibilities and outcomes of this trading strategies. So there's different strategies, like I said, within that same framework of how I trade. Some is going to be most probable, some going to be most profitable, and then it's gonna be times that, okay, I trade this way in these 3 months, I trade this way in these 3 months, or I trade this way until I start noticing a different change in pattern or change in the way that price actually is moving. Then I adapt and I change the way that I trade briefly for that period of time. So that's what a lot of stuff that the back testing brings out. I mean, that's what I'll do. Let's quickly go over. So this is week one, the news for week one, and then you got the days. So in the beginning of the year, it's probably not even the bad. Like the first 2 weeks, like the last 2 weeks of the year, and then the first week of the year, probably not the best time to trade. I probably would say, as a trader, you should take a break during summer. You should take a break during winter, Christmas time, and then around summertime. It just won't be the best time to trade. Whether is it not to say that there's not gonna be profitable trades, but the probability of you getting profitable trades or big trades or nice or just, yeah, I wouldn't say profitable trades. Yeah, it's profitable trades. It's trades that are worth it. The probability of getting trades that are worth it, it definitely slows down in summer, and it definitely slows down in the winter time. So that is what I was able to prove, or what I am on the cusp of being able to prove. So yeah, I just want to say, like, the week one is usually never 5 days. And I think as well as in like Christmas time, there's certain days that they don't exist in the markets. So even though there's a January 1st, there is no January 1st in terms of trading. That there is no price data. I think New Year's Eve, and I think like Christmas or something, where it just skips a day. So, and then like trading is weird around that time, so you just want to avoid trading around that time. So week one is actually only 2 days, Thursday and Friday. And then that would end up bringing you over to week two, which is the first full week where we have all 5 days, Monday through Friday. And then these are the data that comes out of it. So you got day one, day two, day three, day four, and day five, which is down here. And then we have like the squares here is going to represent, or are we in a buy trade? Are we in a sell trade? Well, the shaded area inside of it is going to represent, are we in a buy trade or is it a sell trade? And then the outline of the boxes represent, or did we hit a 1-to-1, or did we not hit a 1-to-1? And then I want to look at other data, like what price activity happens, how many levels, bullish and bearish, did price go? Do we have 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1? All that type of stuff within the week, and then I have to correspond news with it. So okay, now since I'll be able to have a full years of data, then I'll be able to figure out, okay, these news events actually move price. On average, how much price moves on those news events, because these same news events happen every week. NFP is the first week, then and it's a lot of market activity. First week of the month with a lot of market activity. The second week is gonna calm down. There are red news folders, but it's not like unemployment claim. ISM is on the second week. I think that's what we seen last week when we were trading. And then after that is the third week of the month, which is CPI and PPI news. Two separate days where those are the days where we're gonna see markets move not as volatile, sometimes more volatile than NFP. Spreads are also gonna be widened around that time. Um, so that happens, and I think the fourth week, since a month has like 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, sometimes depends on what data it lands on. Um, Not a complete week, but it falls within a set of 7 days. Um, that it'll slow back down. So yeah, just it's the patterns. Like every month has that pattern. And then different months are gonna be different seasons. So the first 3 months or the first quarter of the month is the first 3 months, January to March. For March, April, May, June is gonna be second quarter. July, blah blah blah, third quarter, and then whatever. You could do we separate what 12 divided by 4 is 3, right? 3 times 4 is 12. Yeah, 3 months, 4 quarters. Yeah. So yep, yep. Just the fourth. What is his? The first, like, Euro News is probably not gonna impact my session because I trade between New York session 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like even if they have bank holidays, as long as the bank holidays is not a universally observed holiday like Christmas or something like that, Euro News is probably not gonna have low liquidity. When it's US news that has a bank holiday, that's when the low liquidity is going to affect my trades, and I probably try not to trade on those days. And I think I shade the boxes gray when it comes to news like that. Why does this say day four? Day four is gonna be Thursday. Thursday is gonna be unemployment claims. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unemployment claims. Uh, this is wrong. Is it wrong? This is definitely wrong. This is wrong. Week two, I copied that over twice. And that, yeah, that's definitely wrong. I need to get the correct. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of like small errors within that data right there because for me, when I do the same thing over and over again, it's like I get bored and I figure out to do something. I just end up doing something wrong for no reason when it should be just easy for me to do. Um, let's go ahead and screenshot the correct economic news for week two, which is gonna be January 5th to January 11th. NFP. Thursday, no news. Okay, now it's making a little bit more sense as to what actually happened. And then I could just go ahead and paste that there. All right, we got the correct. All right, Then we could go ahead and go to. And I usually, yeah, I have a summary of the entire week, and then I'm gonna go get some data for that week. We got week three, days 1 through 5. Uh, yep, a week 4. Should I put the week? Probably gonna put the week after the economic news, but we'll see. Week 4. Wait. Yeah, week 4 perfect. Week 5, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. And I feel like this is gonna be some really, really important. So once you get an understanding of how Magnum Opus the whole thing works, and especially the MagnOpus Trading Grid and how to read the MagnOpus Trading Grid in terms of analysis and trading. Once I give you guys this data right here, just to observe and look over, it just gives you more information than a lot of these guys give you in like just YouTube videos and YouTube videos and live recordings and stuff like that. I feel like this playbook that I'm gonna create is gonna be legendary in terms of like applicable information. Like if you once you understand how the grid works, bro, you could really literally work out mathematical equations, um simulate trades, see what's going on, and just see how repetitive the market actually is. After I identify and I explain the different types of market movements, and you'll be able to just go ahead and look at it. And I need to actually start really working seriously on this. Um, Yeah. Well, I don't know why they say week 12. Okay, this is week 11. Let me double check. I didn't copy and paste that over again. 42 to 64. No. This is actually week 12. Yeah, this is actually week 12, but I didn't label. I think I labeled week 11 twice. You see, okay, so if I touch this a little bit, why do I have to unplug and unplug it back in for it to work? They definitely got to be this cord right here. I would love to. I would love to. I would love to go ahead and once I get this down pack right here, I just got a great idea that I have to translate it. And then once I translate it to different languages, I'll be able to reach more people, which is gonna be lit. All right, so I got that there. I need to go ahead and check my trading view because I think I labeled week 12, week 11 again. Just probably gonna be as quick. Switch. This is week 12. All right. When I was doing it by myself, it wasn't lagging this much. But we are going to do it. I think I'm probably gonna be able to do like up to week 20 before I don't like how this one looks. Let me fix it up a little bit. Probably think we could get up to week 20 before we end the live stream today. All right. I just like to get as much information in the screenshot as possible. And I also like to line it up so it don't look all crazy. This is a little bit better. I just like lining it up some. My OCD. I don't like saying my OCD anymore. When I start hearing myself, especially when I watch my live streams, I start hearing myself. I stop making certain things. I stop doing because I don't hear myself out loud. I hate that too. I need everything to be perfect, low key. All right. Okay. When I tell you my laptop is on fire right now, it's not even fun. It's not even a joke. My laptop is on fire. I can't even. I can't. Wow. Wow. My laptop is on fire right now. My laptop is on fire right now. What in the hell? My laptop is on fire right now. All right, let me see if I could just get this live stream out the way and this laptop's gonna explode on me because what in the hell? That shit is hot. I'm talking about hot. I'm talking about hot game. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can put the fan back there. It's not. God, it's safe how hot it is. Let's have this air up and that. Cause that's not even. Whew, that shit on fire right now. All right, cool, cool. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and try to get this work done, and then I'll be on my way. So I'm gonna be hot now, but small price to pay. Small price to pay. All right, let's go ahead and delete that, and then give us the new week 12. I can't have this computer crashing at all. Enter. It's the man on the phone. Week 13. Week 13. Let's go ahead and get the news. Week 13 is going to be start on March 24th. March 24th. I copy that over. I definitely think the fan is helping. Let me tilt it like this too. Perfect. They probably the new spot too. Yeah, that fan definitely helping. Yeah, that fan definitely helping out. That's good. Test, test, test. All right, and we're not lagging either. That probably was a little bit what it was. Now we can go ahead and screenshot the days individually. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna sweat my ass off. I'm gonna be sweating my ass off. All right. Whew. Shit that I have to do, gangy. Gangy. But yes, peep, peep, peep the work, peep the work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trust. What that was I'm ready right now. All right. There we go. All right. I'm ready right now. What am I doing? Let me go ahead and hurry up and get this shit out the way. I try to zoom in as much as possible, just so that it's wide enough for me to clearly see the data. So when I'm actually calculating it, it's easy to calculate. And then on top of that, bro, since the framework that I have it at with the MagnOpus Trading Grid, I don't need to know any of the actual coordinates for. I need to know the actual coordinates of where price is actually at for the line. You see how the lines say the ADM can open at 1.08321. The mathematical equation behind this trading strategy, or the MagnOpus equation behind the MagnOpus Trading Grid, is can be translated into pips and distance and time. So you don't the exact price points don't matter. I know that every section is represents 10 pips. A price movement, every dot represents that movement. The red one represents bearish move. The green one represents a bullish move. The blue dot represents a reset. And then so on and so forth. And just with the lines, I could go ahead and I could count like, right? I don't need to know how many days. I mean, I don't need to know the exact number of pips. I just need to know the exact how many levels there are. So I just count like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 50. This is going to represent about five, half a level, which is like 55 pips. I don't need the extra 2 pips. You really don't need it because it's not going to actually make a difference. It will make a difference. But in terms of like the mathematical equation to figure out how price move, that price move, what, 10, 20, 30, 40 pips to the downside. Then it moved back up 20 pips. Then it moved back down 10, 20, 30 pips to the downside again, back up, so on and so forth. And then to figure out how much profit you could have made on the trade, if I entered into a sell position and it moved 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips plus my 55 pips in profit, and that happened around what time? 12:40. We did have some retracement. And since I'm going to trail my stop loss usually 15 pips behind price, that means that I probably would have got to a 1-to-1. Markets went 20 more pips in my favor. My stop loss would have been 5 pips above a 1-to-1 before I got stopped out. I'm definitely trying to look at how fast markets is moving to depend on how to dynamically move my stop loss. This is not based off distance, but also based off of speed. And then range as well. Like sometimes like days that have 100 or more pips, I will notice that if I trail my stop loss 15 pips behind price, but my price has moved like 20 30 pips plus or 50 pips in less than an hour, I'm not giving price enough time to retrace because price moves so fast and so far that a healthy retracement could actually be 30 pips, 35 pips on a 100 pip move. You get what I'm saying? That I probably would have my stop loss too tight. But if I understand that that move is not probable, where it is true that, yeah, markets can move 100 pips and then markets can retrace 20, 30 pips naturally, healthily, without alarm for reversal. But since it doesn't do that all the time, I should go ahead and take my money off the table. Then I should go ahead and do so. Um, so it's different scenarios like that that I'm looking into. That's why the dots are not only directional and range, so it lets us know what direction market is moving, whether it's moving bullish or bearish. It's gonna represent a range of 10 pips. But it also gonna have a timestamp, and then if I take those timestamps in reference to each other, so if I take this dot or this bearish move, which is 8:30, which basically it said it took 30 minutes for it to move down 10 pips, and then at 8, what you call it, 8, well, 9:45, it moved down another 10 pips. 8:30 to 9:45 is about 8:30 to 9:45, 30, 45 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes. It took an hour and 15 minutes for price to move down another 10 pips. So 10 pips over an hour and 15 minutes is gonna be like a pip, something like that. You get what I'm saying? I could divide that distance. 10 divided by 115 is gonna give me the amount of pips. An hour mark is gonna go so on and so forth, and then that's of speed. And I could probably make a trading decision based on how fast markets is moving. And then you can notice that from the second dollar, the second bearish level one, at 9:45, it moved another 10 pips at what is 9:50. Now, instead of an hour 45 for it to move, or an hour 15 for it to move 10 pips, it took only 5 minutes for it to move 10 pips. And then I could go ahead and put in confluence of time. I mean, news. If I have news at 8:30, and then I could say, all right, news actually contributed to making markets move what 20 pips. And what time this is? 10 o'clock. From what 9:45 to 10 o'clock is about what 15 minutes. 20 pips in 15 minutes. There you go. So on and so forth. Did I screenshot this? No, I did not. So let me go ahead and get a screenshot of this right quick to go ahead and add it to the playbook. All right. All right. Go ahead and paste that there. Get ready for the next one, which is going to be day 2. And it's really not that hot. Like I keep saying, bro, it's my lights that I use to light up my face, my soft lights. They just generate so much heat. I do need to get better cooling systems, from fans to a laptop fan, and I know it, all types of stuff. I know. Sometimes I didn't measure it right, 10, 20, 30. Yeah, that's probably that 40 pitch. Sometimes I gotta double check my measurements, make sure I did everything right, make sure stuff is lined up. I didn't miss a strike or anything. Oh, I didn't. name something wrong. Sometimes when I'm copying and pasting over like the days, I leave the same pips and I don't change it on accident because I'll assume that because it already has a number on it that um I measured it already, but something like I be getting it wrong. See, my dog was barking like that. I'm gonna have to go and check what's going on. That's day 2. Let's move on to day 3. 10, 20, 30, 40. Is that 51 pips as well? That's weird. I've noticed this happen multiple times where 2 days have the same amount of pips. Different price activity, but the same amount of pips. So I just double check it and make sure I ain't tripping. So we went bullish. The direction is bullish, so this is actually wrong. The direction is bullish. So this is supposed to be green, and this the outline is supposed to be red. Since direction is bearish. I just don't have the top part. My bad. I be tripping sometimes too, right? Since this pink line represents a self stop, we didn't move anywhere above the 80 candle open price. So yeah, man. We just need a screenshot. Don't have to get too complicated. Uh, check. Oh, we a lot better now, but they saying my internet connection is doodle garbage. Doodle garbage is hilarious name for DBG. Hilarious. Hilarious. 10, 20, 30, 40. I can believe that being 45 pips. Um, bullish. We needed a 5 to 1 and then retrace. Yeah, I can believe that. I could go with that. Did 5. Realistically, I should have been done this in one full go. It shouldn't have taken me more than an hour or two to do this. Tomorrow I'll probably be more on the ball. I need more water. Ugh. What the fuck am I doing here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Can I believe it's 70 pips? Yeah, I can. Let me double check though. Yeah, we got 70. Yeah, yeah, I can believe that. I can rock with it. All right, let's get the week data. Not WEAK, WEEK. The data for the week, the range, and the screenshot. Right, right. Can't give a nigga no likes. That's dirty work. What is it? What, 100? I give it 126 pips. What did I say? This was what week 13? Usually line up a week through, I mean day 3. Just laying on the phone. What the flip? New page. Week 14. Alright, let's get it. Go. NFP week. I don't think you'll have access to this if you don't have not all of this data if you're not paying for TradingView. If you're not paying for TradingView, you only get so much. As you can see, I got the replay in the background. I can go pretty far on the 5 minute. Um, so I don't know how much data they give me like in terms of last year, especially on the 5-minute chart. On the hourly chart, sure, and on the daily chart, sure. But interesting enough, I probably can do the same exact thing just using the open high low close. No, I can't. Not with price activity. No, I can't. Open high low price is gonna give me like the range. Interesting. All right. 10, 20, 30. Can I believe this is 34 pips? I'll probably have to. I don't think this is supposed to be that big. Yeah, it's more realistic. Can I believe it's yeah, I'll give you 34 pips. It's not that serious. So we went bearish, so that's not correct. We went bearish, retest 1-to-1, yes. So this got to be red. It literally, there's literally only one. Let's see how many moves. Different variations of the same move, not including bullish or bearish. We have one move. Okay, one, two, and three. Three main moves. Then I can have different variations. Yeah. Four. I give it four. One, two, four main moves. There, and it's just gonna be different sequences of those moves put together. I'm gonna figure that out, or I'm gonna explain it. I don't know why I'd be trying to make it seem like it's more complicated than it's not when it's actually not. Camera went out. That's expected. Let's go ahead and take this screenshot. I don't think I should make this any bigger than it is already. And I need to do it. I don't like these dots aren't aligned. You know what? You're gonna get deleted, so I can just put new ones in your place. It's 100% fine. Not gonna play with you like that. Not gonna. I'm not gonna continue to try to hover my mouse over that piece of shit, and I won't be able to do anything, edit you at all. Nah, I'll just make some new ones. That's what's going down. That's I'll make a new one. Not that serious. All right, let's see. 34 pips. I can believe that. We strike bullish, retest, and continue. I could dig that. I could dig that. That's what I'm saying. Like I have to make a decision at a 1-to-1, and is it 1-to-1? Oh, at a 5 pips in profit. That's when I'll be able to go ahead and I just can't disregard that 5 pips in profit thing. Because when markets start acting stupid, I'm gonna have to go ahead and lock in. Or is it if markets start acting stupid, or is it depends on my account balance? Interesting. I'm gonna start theorizing. This one I was so pissed off. It had so much dots that I was like, man, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with it. I just did it. I just plotted out the main dots and left it alone. I mean, have like dates over 100 pips. You see how fast that moved, bro? It hit all them dots and came right back down. Do I think I'm gonna dot that? Nah, I'm still not gonna dot it. I could do the math my damn self later on, but I'm not dotting that at all. Must be tripping. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 120. Yeah, I could believe that. I could rock with that. We moved bullish. All right, we ranged a little bit. We ended up doing it and doing it well at 1 to 1. Can't wait to turn off this OBS because the lag this doing is very, very, very annoying. Extremely annoying. We got 15 more pips until we are 15 more minutes. Wow. Until we're done with the live stream. I just need an hour. I need an hour of your time. What the hell did I just that? I just need an hour of your time, guys, and I'll be out your hair. At least an hour live stream every day. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. I believe 119 pips. I give it to you. This one, I was being lazy. I probably did. Yeah, I was definitely being lazy on these. Should I? Would I? Could I? All right, I can do this one. Let's do it. The retest started over here. Then we continue to move bullish. Depends on what you decide to believe. Mm. Mm-mm. Telling you, see how annoying this shit is, bro? Annoying, dog. Annoying, dog. Some look like it was a test, some wasn't a test. Then it's gonna range up and down, up and nah, gang. I got to average you out. You did the most important move. I'm not AI. See this shit, gang? Just be jumping in and through rows viciously, bro. Viciously. I ain't got no time to know them dots. Retest should be over here. This type of movement is gonna have your phone blowing up a notification. Blink, blink. Monkey touch, monkey touch, monkey touched. Like looking at your phone like, fuck. You see this? You see all this bullshit, bro? Oh my god. I don't want to get involved in this type of niggatry. Whole bunch of nothing, bro. Oh my god. It's not like I would still even be in the trade at this point. This is not 1,000% accurate in this stuff. I'm just doing it to do it, guys. Ah, make sure my TikTok's still going. All right. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. All right. We should be finished. One last one. One last one. All right, and I see four people, so I'll go ahead and explain what I just did right there, so you guys have an understanding of what. So visually, I'm sure you guys can see. This is not very complicated, just a bunch of dots, right? So we got the 8 a.m. candle open, represented by the black dot right here. This vertical line right here, where my crosshairs are, is gonna represent 8. It's gonna be 8 a.m. The black line right here is gonna be the price. Markets will open at 8 a.m. And the dots are going to represent how price action move within this range from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when markets open, markets decide to move bullish 10, 20 pips. Each line represents increments of 10 pips. The green ones represent bullish above the 8 a.m. candle price, and then the red ones are going to represent bearish below 8 a.m. candle price. The blue line right here is going to represent 5 pips above, right between the half of 10 pips, so it's halfway move before we reach 10 pips above and or below. This is where I put my buy stop. This is where I put my sell stop. Based on my strategy, suggests that in whichever direction price moves, whether it's bullish or bearish, 5 pips, it is more likely than not to continue in that direction 15 or more pips within a 9 hour range between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But realistically, it's within an hour or two. The hour is probably the most common, but it could be prolonged to 2 hours. And it could be range. It could range from 20 pips minimum, up to what 100, 200, 300 pips, depending on how much pips markets move within that day. Green dot is it's gonna represent a bullish move forward up 10 pips, and red dot is gonna represent a bearish move down 10 pips. A blue dot is gonna represent whether you're going from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. So if markets move bullish 10 pips and then they go back down 10 pips, you put a blue dot. So that's net zero or neutral. So we went up 10 pips and we went down 10 pips, but it doesn't represent reversal. So if we end up going down another 10 pips, that will be indicated by a red dot, and that will confirm a reversal. But sometimes markets go up, down, and then continue in the direction. Just a brief retest, retracement, whatever you want to call it. So that's what all of these dots mean: 10 pips, 10 pips, 10 pips bears, 10 pips bears, 10 pips bears. A reset right here, blue dot, then we continue bullish for about 20 pips, reset again, went back bearish 10 pips, reset again, continue bearish another 10 pips, then we dropped down 40 pips, reset 10 pips, and we went bullish. That indicates a reversal, but it actually didn't reverse. It retraced the other direction, or turned around to the other direction, and it retraced another 40 pips, making a retracement, 30 pips bullish, back down, consolidated within this range for a lot more bullshit, and then drop down another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 pips with some small resets in between. And then we range within this range for the end of the time. And what time was it? After 12 o'clock. All right. And now let me go ahead and take a screenshot of day 5. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 60 pips, 66 pips. I can go ahead and take the measuring tool, and it should be around 166 pips, right? 165. Yep, 166. So we are good. Go ahead and screenshot that. Let's see who. Go ahead and copy that over. So I guess I could do maybe 2 to 3 weeks in an hour, or I could do the NASA 2 to 3 weeks, and it takes me about an hour. And then I need to get a screenshot of the entire week. Let me scroll out. This one is a pretty big week. I think this one is probably a few hundred pips within this week. Which what week 14? So it's gonna be all scrunched up with all these dots and data. There we go. Don't need to be that scrunched up. I could go ahead and probably drag it up some, drag it down some. All right. And let's go ahead and what do 14, right? What did I say? I didn't measure it yet. Give me 365 pips. 365 days in a year. 360 degrees in a circle. 365. 365. Was it 65 or was it 56? Don't matter to me. A little 10 pips is not gonna make a difference. The range of the week actually doesn't. Not what I'm really looking for in terms of data right now, but it always helps. Always helps. All right, and then I could screenshot that. Okay, there we go. And then let's. Wow, that is very, very condensed. All right, and let me go ahead and save that. And we should be. I'm probably gonna finish it off myself for the next what. I think I got like 12 more to go. And it's not that bad. I'm just to do it in spurts. I do need to edit my video and post a video for today that I was supposed to do yesterday. I'm gonna do that. I let my computer cool down and then come back and put some work in. That should be about 15 minutes. Thank you guys for watching the live stream. Trying to stay consistent with posting videos, especially even through the weekend, and continue working on magnum opus. I tell you guys all the time, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Contact me on all my social media platforms. They should be linked everywhere that we do have it. The links, if you have any questions, don't understand anything, please feel free to hit me up and let me know what's going down. Like, follow, subscribe, share, do what you gotta do. Oh, check out the hair one more time. Yeah, boy. All right, see you guys.